Hi guys, how are you? How's it going? I hope you guys are having a really good day. Billy Floyd Music here, Billy Floyd. Just touching base on a beautiful Monday morning. It is really nice. It's a little overcast outside, which is not bad at all because everybody seems to be in a very, kind of calm state, which is really nice. But I hope you guys had a really good weekend. It is Monday, June 5th, I believe, and we are 5 days away from the show at the venue. So I'm going to be at the venue this weekend on Saturday with the great Commodore Jay Stevens. There's a bunch of bands, and Jay and I are putting on a brand new show, a brand new format. I invite you guys to be a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So Jay and I have been working on new music super hardcore, man. Last night we just finished up a brand new song, which we're really excited about sharing with you guys. And then this Friday is... What up, Glenn? What up, Gene? What up, Nicholas? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. This Friday, I'm actually going to be with Jay, and we're going to take over 2 radio stations in Lakeland, baby. We're headed to Mayhem in the AM with my friend Chris Roden and Len Erickson. And then we were headed over to 98.3, Max 98.3, to hang out with our friends Eric Michaels and Mike Lee. And Hannah Banana, one of my favorite Hannahs of all time. She's even above Hanna-Barbera, which is pretty freaking crazy because Hanna-Barbera is freaking awesome. But I just wanted to see how you guys are doing, see how your weekend was. What up, Stanley? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you guys. Thank you very much for jumping in here. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. I hope you guys had a really good week. One thing I wanted to touch base with, and I was talking to Jay about this yesterday, is when dealing with things that you really don't have any control over. We try to maintain everything. We try to maintain jobs and relationships. We try to maintain passions. We try to maintain all of these things in our life. And it's like we have all these sticks and we're spinning all these plates. And we're trying to keep them all going. And the older you get, the more responsibility you pick up, the more sticks you got, the more plates you got to get spinning, right? Right. Now, when one of those plates falls, a lot of times what we do is we think about the plate that has fallen. But it's gone. The plate's gone. But we stare at it. We focus on the plate, and what do? It takes our concentration off the other plates, the other sticks, and all of a sudden everything starts to crumble. And you got to be aware of that, and I need to be aware of that as well. That's why when some things normally happen in a person's life, like a really big thing. So let's say that somebody has, let's say, a great relationship. Let's say they're part of a group. Let's say they have a band. Let's say they have a job, and let's say they have really healthy relationships with their friends. Okay, let's go with those things. Let's say one of those things vanishes. Something happens. What up, Johnny Knuckles? Good to see you, bro. Let's say something happens and one of those things completely dies. Let's say that you lose your job. So you lose your job. Now that adds a ton of stress and anxiety to your life. And you focus on this. Oh, I lost my job. I lost my job. I lost my job. Oh, woe is me. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I need to be able to do this. Oh, money. I'm worried about all this stuff. Well, the problem is while you're worrying about all that stuff and you're focusing on the plate that fell, you're not focusing on the other things in your life that you still have. You're not focusing on your relationship. You're not focusing on your projects. You're not focusing on your bands. You're not focusing on your friends. You're focusing on this job that you lost. And it's taking so much of your time that everything else is being affected negatively by it. And this is when the downward spiral happens. This is when the downward spiral happens. This is why you run into a lot of people that they lose everything at the same time. They lose their job, they get in a car accident, they lose their significant other, their friends bail on them, they lose relationships with their family, their bands or their projects fail. And that's because we're so focused on what we've lost, we can't focus on what we've got. And that is the problem. You got to stop the downward spiral. We all go through bullshit, man, every single one of us. You got to stop the downward spiral. You have to recognize, okay, this plate has fallen, but I got these other plates spinning, and I don't want them to fall, so I'm going to focus on those plates. I'm going to keep my eye on those plates. I'm going to give attention to those plates, and I'm going to make them stronger. I'm going to make them better. I'm going to make them faster. I'm going to make them more stable and more reliable. So instead of getting involved in that downward spiral where you lose one thing and all of a sudden everything crashes, let the plate fall. Drop this stick. You have no reason to hold a stick if you don't have a plate. So you can use that freedom, you can use that time, you can use that space to nurture the other things that you have. We only have so many fucks to give. You know what I mean? Like if you rate it in the number of fucks we have to give during a day, we only have so many. We get up, we have to give fucks to breakfast, we give fucks to our coffee, we give fucks to taking the dogs out or whatever you want to do, getting ready. You only have so many to give throughout the day. You don't have an unlimited amount of fucks. You don't. It doesn't exist. What up, T? It doesn't exist. So you have to be very, very careful of what you invest your fucks in. And I'm sorry to drop the F-bomb so much, but I'm trying to use it as, you know, a noun. It's a thing. You only have so many things, so many cares to give during the day. You only have so many. So you got to be careful on what you give your fucks to. So if you take a massive quota of all your fucks and you give it to something that is gone, you lose your job. So you focus on your lost job so much. What happened? Why did I lose my job? What did I do wrong? What can I do to get it back? How do I get it back? What do I do? No. You're giving way too many fucks to the job you lost, and everything else is suffering. And you can't do that. That's where the downward spiral kicks in. You're focused on your job, so you're not focused on driving. You're focused on your relationship, so you're not focused on your job. You're focused on your job, so you're not focused on your family. And this is when everything starts to crumble. And you got to be very aware of it. And this is what good friends are for, to let you know, hey man, you need to focus. I love you. I know you're going through some shit right now, but you got to focus. Focus on what you've got. Another job will come along. Another band will come along. Another relationship will come along. It's not worth ruining everything because you lost one thing. It's not worth it. You got to push forward. And that's what we all got to do. And we got to help each other out. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other out through those hard times. The world can be a very confusing place. We can be very enamored with things, beautiful, shiny things on the other side of the fence. Be careful when you climb the fence. Be careful what you walk away from. The grass is not always greener. However, if you are standing in plush fields and green grass, enjoy it. Listen to it. When they say stop and smell the roses, that is vital to do. What is the point of running through a field of roses if you don't stop and enjoy them? Why? Why run through a guitar center and not play a guitar? Why run through a convention and not buy some artwork? Why do it? Why are you there? Take your time, slow down, stop and smell the roses. You gotta grow the roses. Grow your own roses. So I was thinking about that all day yesterday. A really good friend of mine is going through a really tough time right now. Really, really tough time. One of the hardest times he's ever been through. And he's taken counsel with me for the past few weeks. And there's only so much advice I can offer him. Because right now, it's not in his control. He can't do anything about it. And he's actually in this chat right now, and I'm not going to call him out, but he can't do anything about it. He is a passenger. It's not his idea. It's not his preference. He can't control it or influence it at all. He is purely a passenger. And sometimes we're all passengers in life. Sometimes we're not the captain. We don't have our hands on the wheel. We can't do anything. We can't hit the gas. We can't hit the brake. We are sitting in the passenger seat, strapped in with a seatbelt, trying to figure out what the hell is going on and holding on for dear life. But you have to be able to differentiate when you're the passenger and when you're the driver. When you're the driver, realize you probably have a passenger in your seat and you need to respect that person. And if you're the passenger, realize there's nothing you can do about guiding the vehicle. You are a passenger. You can put your hands out and try to grab a hold of an invisible wheel or step on an invisible gas pedal and ain't shit gonna happen. All you can do is hang on or jump out. And I don't recommend jumping out. Not yet. Hang on. And that's what I told my friend. Like, just hang on, bro. You're a passenger. Just go along for the ride right now. It may hurt. It may take some time, but you'll get through it. Just hang on. When the car slows down and you have a moment, if you need to jump out, jump out. But right now, everything's moving way too fast. If you jump out now, you're going to get hurt. So hang on, buckle in, focus on your other plates, focus on the other things you've got going on in your life. Don't focus on this right now because you can't do anything about it. And that's tough sometimes. We feel helpless. If you've ever been in a job where you felt like the boss had a bullseye on you, where you felt like you couldn't do anything right, every day you were getting in trouble for something tiny. It didn't matter. Oh, you clocked in 1 minute late. Oh, you took your lunch 3 minutes late. Oh, you didn't file your TPS reports properly. And you get in that area where it's like, man, I can't do anything right. I feel so scared. I feel like they're coming after me. I feel like I'm going to get fired. I feel like I'm not going to have my job. I don't know what's going on. I feel like everybody's putting pressure on me. I'm always getting called into the manager's office. I'm always doing something wrong. I don't know what's going on. And you feel helpless. You feel like you're about to lose your job and there's nothing you can do about it. Trust your gut instinct. More than likely, you're about to lose your job. So you got to prepare mentally, financially, emotionally, physically. Prepare your friends and your family as much as you can, because it's a dynamic shift in your life. And it changes your outlook on things. And this is when you find your true character. There's a movie called Fight Club. I hope you guys know this movie. And it's a very quotable movie. And one of my favorite quotes is, until we lose everything, we're not free to do anything. We get tied down to the things that we have in our life. We get tied down to mortgages. We get tied down to responsibilities. We get tied down to jobs. We get tied down to friends. We get tied down to family. It can make us feel trapped. It can make us feel overwhelmed, that we can't be free. What happens if I don't want to live in this house anymore? Well, I own the house. What do? I feel trapped. What happens if I don't want to live in this town anymore? Oh, well, all my friends and my family are here. I can't leave. I can't go. So the things that you wind up owning you. You have a car payment for $400 a month. You have insurance for $300 a month. You have 2 brand new Wave Runners you're paying on. You have a brand new boat that you're paying on. You have a brand new house that you're paying on. You're working your ass off all day long so you can pay for these things that you can't enjoy. Because you got to work your ass off all day long to be able to afford the things that you wouldn't be able to pay for if you weren't working for the things that you can't enjoy. It's a vicious cycle, man. What up, Phil? What up, David? Nadine, how are you? So we are only days away, to bring it full circle. Days away, because there are some things that we can control. There are some things we can influence. Days away, baby. Saturday, June 10th, at the venue on Virginia Drive in Orlando. Myself and the great Commodore Jay Stevens will be putting on one hell of a show. And Friday, you got to check it out. We're going to be on Mayhem in the AM. We're going to be on Max 98.3. We're taking over 2 stations. It is the Sidekick Battle Royale. Take 2, baby. Mike Lee versus Chris Roden. And we're going to see who knows their host the best. We're going to Facebook Live it starting at about 8 o'clock. Jay and I will probably do a little warm-up in the parking lot. We got some good friends that are coming along with us to help us out with the social media, help us out with broadcasting everything. And it's going to be an awesome time. So I'd say probably 7:45, 7:50, Friday morning is when you can really jump on and start enjoying the excitement. Give me a second, Taylor. I'm going to read your quote out loud. It ain't about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Rocky Balboa. And that's very true, brother. You're absolutely right. We all get hit, bro. We all get hit. Sometimes we get hit out of the blue by stuff we never even saw coming. Sometimes we get hit by people we never, ever, ever thought would hit us. And it's at that time that you have to be prepared. That's at that time that you find out who you are. When people get involved with bands, when people get involved with jobs, they become part of their identity. They identify with that job. They identify with that band. They identify with that relationship. And I don't want to say you lose a piece of yourself, because you cease to be just you. And you become you and the band, you and the project, you and your significant other. You become an entity. So when you lose your job, when you lose your band, when you lose your significant other, you get that feeling of loss. Now you don't know who you are. You're struggling to find your identity. It's a good time to find your true core. It's a good time to find out who you really are and what you're made of. And let me tell you, man, the hurt goes both ways. If you're involved in a job for a really long time and they let you go, trust me, man, they're missing you. If you're involved in with a band for a really long time and you guys split up, trust me, bro, I got you, Rick. They're missing you. And if you're involved in a relationship, especially long-term relationships, some short-term relationships, there's a lot of love, a lot of passion, absolutely. But if you're involved in a long-term relationship and that relationship ends, and you may think you're feeling alone, you may think you're the only one hurting, you may think you're the only one going through it. No, brother, we're in this together, man. Watch your plates. Don't drop your plates. Watch the downward spiral. One plate falls, it's very easy for us to focus on what we've lost, and we don't nurture the other things that we still have in our life, so they all start to crumble. About a year ago, I played with a band called The Adolescent Theory for about a year, and they were my friends. They were my best friends in the whole world. And they asked me to leave the band, not so professionally, and they had become a big part of my identity. A week after that, I lost my job. So within a span of 1 week, I lost my band and I lost my job. And that was a shot to my identity, big time, big time. I was struggling real quick to find out who I was. Who am I without my band? Who am I without my job? Absolutely, Larry, absolutely. And that's the thing, like, when I went through that, when I lost my band, and that hurt, man, because I love my musicians. I love my bands. I work my ass off. You guys know I've been doing this for 20 years. I take counsel with my friends and my family, and they go through that pain with me. They go through that pain with you guys. If you guys have loss, if you guys lose something, if you lose a job, if you lose a friend, if you lose a significant other, if you lose a family member, if you lose a band, that emptiness has to be filled with something, and a lot of us fill it with conversation. We fill it with understanding. We try to understand what happened. So we take counsel with the people close to us. And the people that love us, the people that are close to us, they go through it with us. You're not alone. They're going through it with you. They empathize, they sympathize, they care for you, so they hurt for you. And Larry, you're absolutely right, man. The whole family gets hurt. There's so many people that are involved when something like that happens. When I lost my band, it impacted my relationship, it impacted my friendship, it impacted my family, it impacted all of my friends, it impacted my musical career. It was a big hit. And a week later I lost my job, which impacted my family, it impacted my friends, and impacted my relationship. And thankfully, all those things, my relationship with my significant other, my relationship with my family, my relationship with my friends, was strong, and we made it through. Because we all go through bullshit, man. Every single one of us. We all lose, we suffer loss. Nothing lasts forever, and you never know when something's going to be taken away. Sometimes it's not up to you. You have no control over it. This is when you find out your true character. This is where you find out your true friends. This is where you find out the true character of the people that you're involved with. So I thought I knew my band. I thought I knew the Adolescent Theory. I thought I knew them. I thought we were brothers. I thought we were friends. And come to find out, it was an emotional response they had. They had an emotional response to a professional decision, and they didn't know how to handle it properly. And they got scared, and they cut me off. And I went through that with my friends and my family. And they experienced that loss. Because when I love, guys, you know this, I love deep. I love to the very core. I wear my heart on my sleeve 100% of the day. I don't hold back. I open up fully. Hey, Taylor, give me a second. Let me read. Joking aside, have you ever considered doing motivational audiobooks or doing a tour? Actually, I've been asked a few times about that, Taylor. I don't know how to get started in it. I would love to be able to get started in something like that, but I don't know how to do that. What up, T? What up, John? How you doing, bro? I hope Anthony's doing well, man. Him and I got to talk for a little bit at MegaCon about what he's going through. Anthony's a strong dude. He's a brilliant man, and he's an amazing photographer. I'm really excited to see what Anthony can do. You know, we all find ourselves in a little bit of a funk. You know, for you guys that are in here, John Hernandez just joined in. John and Anthony, two of my favorite people. Anthony shared some things that he was going through with me a couple weekends ago, and he's going through it. He's in it, and he's going through some hard times. He is, as we are, all are sometimes. And a lot of it is in our mind. A lot of it. So you got to focus, you got to hold together and realize that you are not alone. You have friends and family that love you. You have people that want to see you succeed. And when in doubt, just breathe. Take a second, put on a breathe right strip, and just breathe. The world is a beautiful place full of people that love you to death. And remember that. Good, brother, good. Good to hear, John. But watch your plates, guys. Don't let the downward spiral happen. Focus on what you need to focus on. If a plate falls, drop the stick, baby. You don't need the stick if you have no plate. It doesn't make any sense. Let the plate go. Let the stick go. Don't worry about it anymore. You still got other plates spinning, and you don't want to drop those. You don't want to drop those, because when those fall, that's when it really gets tough. If you lose your job, you lose your band, you lose your significant other, you lose your friends, you lose your family, you lose everything. And a lot of people turn to different things to help them cope. There is no better coping mechanism than time. That is it. Don't turn to the pills, don't turn to the bottle, don't turn to the drugs. Turn to creativity, turn to outward positive expression, turn to your family, and turn to your friends. Because they're there. Even though you may think you're going through this whole thing by yourself, you are not. You are not alone. You are surrounded by people that love you, and they want to see you happy, and they want to see you succeed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have arrived at my destination. I will talk to you soon. Friday morning, 7:45, myself and the Commodore J. Stevens will be taking over 2 radio stations. And then on Saturday, June 10th at the venue, we are going to be on Virginia Drive at the venue on Saturday with some amazing musicians, some amazing bands. Please go to billyfloyd.com, check out my Facebook page, like this video and share this video if you enjoyed it. Taylor, I loved your motivational thing. Rick Stafford, thank you for the gimmick idea. Larry, I absolutely agree with you 100%. Something like that can impact the whole family. John, tell Anthony I miss him. Shaka, miss you, dog. I hope to see you guys again. Stay out of trouble. Have a wonderful week. My name is Billy Floyd. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace, love, and above all, happiness to everybody. Bye.